How do you stay strong in very, very challenging or difficult times? Right? This was a question from a nice gentleman that commented on one of my videos. I'm not putting his name to protect his identity for obvious reasons, but thank you so much, by the way. How do you stay strong in these moments, right? When you feel very strong hatred, very strong anger, very strong sadness, or even fear, because of a lot of different things that may happen in your life. Like currently in the United States, a lot of crazy things are happening, very polarizing things, even targeting of certain individuals just based off of skin color, because, the state or, agents, such as ICE, whatever, might think that they might be a potential, illegal immigrant, for example, right? And then they get automatically targeted. Oh, you got to show your papers and everything. And that's a very polarizing thing. And also the recent shooting that happened, right, with this young lady that tried to escape from, agents that tried to stop her. Like a lot of crazy things are happening in this world, right? And it's completely normal to feel very strong emotions because of what is happening. A lot of injustices, a lot of polarizing, a lot of left versus right, a lot of polarizing where people target certain individuals, or even division is being created on purpose. Okay? So I think one of the biggest things is you got to understand the bigger picture. Okay? Yes, a lot of injustices are happening in the world. You got to also understand that this is all by design. The system is made to polarize people, especially the system in the USA, for example. It's made to polarize people, to make people hate each other. Because if everyone hates each other, no one can join together in a group and be a solid unit to be able to stand fully in their power, and then power to the people actually happens. So they got to keep people separated, fighting each other and hating each other for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason is control. Okay, so you got to understand that it is mainly for control. Okay, and that what you want to do is you want to feel these emotions. Sure, that's completely fine, but you got to really grow your faith in the universe, in God, in whatever you want to call it. Okay, you really want to grow your faith, okay, into praying more, maybe into connecting more with the universe, with having full faith that every single thing that happens in your life happens for your highest good always. You got to believe it. You got to internalize it. Okay? Every single thing that always happens to you, good and bad, always happens for your highest good. Okay? Even the bad things. Okay? So I'll say, for example, in this situation, okay, for the United States, for example, let's say hypothetically, okay, that something horrible happens or whatever, and you get, you've been living there for, I don't know, 10, 15 years or something, and then you get literally kicked out of the country. You literally get deported, right? And now you're completely thrown off of balance, and now you're not, in what used to be your home, right? So you have to connect with yourself, okay? You got to connect with God, and you got to really accept and be in complete acceptance. Close your eyes, visualize, and try to visualize the worst case scenario that could happen to you, okay? And it's going to be painful. It's going to be very uncomfortable, but you got to feel it. You got to feel that uncomfortableness. Feel all of these emotions that are coming out, okay? And as if the worst case scenario is actually happening to you. And then feel these emotions, process the emotions, okay? Scream, cry, whatever, okay? Feel these emotions, process them, okay? As if it already happened. So then when you process these emotions, okay? And that this applies to any type of situation, okay, of worst case scenario or whatever that you might be afraid or that really angers you. You got to feel it. You want to process, feel that emotion, let it pass through your body. Once you have processed it, you're going to feel a lot better. And also, it's going to help you being more in acceptance of whatever happens, because that's one of the things, we do not control every single thing that happens in this world. The only thing that we are in control is our own actions and how we show up in the world, okay? And also how we let other situations outside of us affect us internally, okay? So certain situations outside might make you feel very angry, very sad, very fearful, okay? You got to connect within yourself. You got to connect with these emotions. You got to feel them, okay? Even go alone in a room, feel them, completely private. No one can see, no one has to see you, okay? You can just process these emotions, process them, and then you'll feel a lot better, okay? Also, another thing that you may want to do, you may want to do a lot of silent meditation, okay? Because if you do silent meditation, you calm your mind, you calm your nervous system, okay? By continuously focusing on your breath. And then that helps you raise your awareness, and also it helps you detach from outcomes. You want to detach from outcomes, because if the worst happens, part of your subconscious is really, really attached to this not happening. And then it happens, hypothetically, and then you get so angry and everything, and then you really, or it makes you feel very sad or fearful or whatever because the worst happened. But if you have completely detached yourself from that outcome, and you practice silent meditation again and again and again, that with the awareness exercises that I talked to you about, that's going to help you to detach from the outcome. And if the worst case scenario happens, you have grown your faith in the universe that what is happening to you was meant to be, even though you don't like it or you don't necessarily want it. You don't know what the universe has planned for you. I'll give you an example. Right now, I live in South America. I literally left my country from Canada, and I used to work for the government, and I was absolutely miserable and sad and depressed and everything. And I stayed there and I stayed there and stayed there. And then at some point, the universe literally forced me to leave my job, to leave my comfortable job with a comfortable salary working for the government. But it was not meant for me. It was making me miserable. So I left, and I also left my country. I left Canada to go to South America, to live in Peru. And this was one of the biggest sacrifices, one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life, okay? And sometimes you just gotta jump into the unknown and completely put all of your faith into the universe that everything is gonna be all right. Practice silent meditation, detach from outcomes, okay? Also, practice these exercises to feeling the worst case scenario as if it already happened. You feel it, then you process the emotion, then the emotion doesn't stay inside of you, okay? Then you're not as fearful anymore, okay? So these are all exercises that you can do. And also, always trust and believe in the universe. Whatever happens to you is meant for your highest good. So if the worst case scenario happens, it was meant to happen this way, because a lot of bigger and greater things are on the other side that is planned for you, for your greatest destiny. But you gotta have to have full trust in the universe that every single thing that is happening to you, even if it's something that really makes you uncomfortable and that you really dislike, was meant for your highest good, okay? So silent meditation will also help you detach from the worst case scenarios happening and you feeling really bad, okay? I hope this helps. Sending so much love and light to all of you. Peace and love.